Dave Snyder here. It is the 4th day of January 2014, and I just want to show. I want to show you something on the Earth. Okay, look, I have not done anything today with this. I just brought this up. This is Wonder Maps, and it's just the weather on the Earth, right? Just regular old weather. I mean, it means nothing, right? Pretty much, for the most part. People look at it and just say, "Oh, well, it's raining there, and it's cloudy there, it's cold there," right? Okay, well, if you just look at the patterns on the Earth, the weather is directly linked to the Earth surface. This pattern right here is showing you something that's on the surface, basically. I mean, there might be a little bit more to it than that, but not much, I would think. As far as the temperatures and the pattern itself, it's directly linked to the ground. Even under the water, the surface of the ocean floor. Okay, now I haven't done anything with any of these patterns yet. I've just brought it up. I want to show you from the start. I mean, I don't even have Google Earth on yet. So what I'm going to do first, I was going to do this without making a video, but I decided I should just show you how it works. I've showed you already a bunch of times, but okay, I got to snip this out real quick. Let's snip this pattern right here. Where's it at? It's okay. It's right here over Europe, pretty much. Okay. And I don't know what I'm going to put there yet. What I'm going to try first is the Copernicus pattern, because it looks kind of like Imbrium. So I'm just going to try a couple different things. Just try and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to title it Wonder something. I can't really see my keyboard, so Wonder. I don't know. Wonder all. Wonderoos. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to turn on my Google Earth and turn this stuff off that I already have up here. Oh, did I show you that from the other? Look, the other day I made the video, right? Oh, where's it at? Where'd it go? Come on, knock it off. Right here somewhere. I mean, I've already showed you a bunch of times anyways, it doesn't matter. The weather over this one right here. Remember I showed you the other day in the video the pattern up there, this part up here? Okay, well, this is the other half of that, the other half of the pattern is this pattern, the circular pattern here, along with the other one, which is probably here or down here somewhere. Hold on a second. Sometimes I don't realize how many things I've done since then. Okay, so there's the other part of the pattern. Turn off the weather here. Okay, so you got this up here. Damn it. See that right there? Look. See this area? See that area on the Earth, the weather? And then you got that pattern over Colorado during the floods. It shows you Schrodinger right there. If I bring it back up anyways, I'll show you here. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Let me just stick to what I was doing to begin with. People get all pissed off because I make videos too long. Anyways, let me go up here and shut all this stuff off. Get a clear canvas here. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with the Copernicus picture that I show all the time. This one here, because I think it's going to be that. I think it's going to fit right in there. We'll see right now. I think I might be able to get it on the first shot. Okay. And I've never done this one before either, so. I mean, I've done it. I'm sure I've done it before, but I've done it with different ones, but this one looks like it's going to work pretty good. Wonder all. Is that how I spelled it right there? Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's see. How's this going to turn out? That was pretty easy. I think that goes right there. amazing. Go somewhere right in there. Let's just check it out. Let's just see how it fits. You can see Imbrium up here. I mean, I see something like Imbrium up here anyway. Let's just take a look. Weather patterns are just a little distorted compared to, look at that. I mean, it's got to be that. Because I'm centering it off this. It might be right here, actually. I'll move it around a little bit. Kind of looks like it's right there to me, because you can see Africa right here. Fit that spot. Look at this right here, how it fits right in that little spot. Look. See, I'm showing you a bunch of different stuff with different arrangements of these overlays, because the moon has hit the Earth a lot of times, so it's really hard to get a set pattern of how everything was during one impact. I mean, I could do it. I've done it. Came close to doing it before. I could probably do it if I really tried hard, but I mean, I just get burned out on this stuff after a while. Look at this kind of corner right here. You see this corner, kind of like a corner right there. You see that fit right in there, kind of. I'm sure this goes here, or something like this. Anyway, it's pretty close. Let's see if we can try a different spot with Copernicus. I think it might be right there, actually. Yeah, we'll try that. Yeah, that must be it right there, huh? Let's take a look. I liked it better before. Because Africa fit better like that, right there. See that? So let's just take a look at one piece of this at a time, I guess. We'll just take a look at Africa. I'll take this area of the moon. I'll put that with this. I already know. I can already see it. The Sahara it's there. That's totally there. I already know this spot in the Sahara Desert. I'll show it to you right now. And you see the line coming through? See this line? And you see that right there? That area, this clearing area, or it might be right here actually, but you see the line that comes up like this? Okay, let's just go to Africa and take a look and see what's there in the Sahara. This is the area I think it is right here. See that spot right there? And you see the line come across? Actually, this comes down like to a point and comes across this way, but you see that line come across with that spot there. It's the same thing, I do believe. It falls right into that place. Pretty close to that. Let's just back it up a little bit and check it. Well, I don't know what to say. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Because you see this area here. You see this area right here? It looks very similar to that area right there. I mean, it doesn't look exactly like it because it's kind of warped right here. The little edge there is not really round. But I can see the texture. It looks pretty similar to me. Then it changes. Let's see what we got up here in this picture here. Something right here. Oh, look at it fit right into that dark black area right there. See that? Right here? This is not coincidence, people. I mean, you can think it is if you want. Look at this. See this clearing here? Looks a lot like that area right there of the moon, doesn't it? See, you're not ever going to get everything right on, because it's just not going to happen. But it looks the same to me. It looks pretty similar. That area of that clearing right there, and that area of the moon, which also looks like Spain, but it's not on the right side. It will align somewhere up there, though. But there's just another thing. I mean, Africa definitely fits in there. I think I need to turn it just a little bit or something. Let's try that. There we go. That's better, isn't it? Everything still fits. Look at Africa, people. Look at that. That line comes right through, even at the right angle now, and everything since I turned it. See it come across. It's pretty close anyways. Interesting. This definitely fits better now, this area here. The whole round area, you can see. I mean, everything on all these patterns on the Earth are round. You can take a look. I mean, just take a look. And these are, you see these like streaks that come. These are like areas where it hit and slid or something. There's like skid marks you'll see sometimes in the weather patterns. And the jet stream and everything, I do believe, is when the moon hit, it actually stayed connected with the Earth and moved around as things tried to spin or whatever. I think it slowed down the spin of the Earth. I think that's what creates the ice ages. I think the moon brought the water to the Earth. I do not think it was meteors and comets. I think it was the moon covered with ice or something and hit the Earth and left its water and created the oceans. I believe, basically, that it shaped and created most of the things on Earth. I mean, they're everywhere. These patterns are everywhere, and they repeat themselves, and they all fit with that picture of the moon or other pictures of the moon. All sides of the moon have hit the Earth. That's all I can say. I've fit them all over the place, and I've seen it 1,000 times. And I apologize if I'm going too fast or you're not understanding it, but you're not going to understand it at all until you try it yourself anyway. So basically, I need to make these videos shorter, I guess. But I don't really get into the good stuff till the second half anyway. So anyway. Sometimes it takes a little time to learn something, because I didn't learn this thing in 3 minutes. It took me a long time to get it all down. I used to try to do this with the size of the moon they say the moon is, and I thought I actually seen things that fit. But even then, when I first started doing this, I did try it with the moon bigger, and in Africa especially, I was able to see clearly that it fit so perfectly in Africa that they had to change it. They changed Google Earth about 3 times since I started doing this. I mean, when I first started using Google Earth, it was so terrible. I mean, it was so pixelated that you couldn't even, every time there was a place where the moon was in the right place, they would have it so pixelated you wouldn't be able to tell. And that's exactly why the pixels were in that position, in that spot, because other areas around it would be clear. But the area that would be a distinct moon surface print or whatever, a crater created by the moon hitting that spot, they would have pixels all through that, lines, and make it look like shit. Well, they found a way, after that, they found a way to make the Earth look better without so many pixels. They still had them, but not as many, and still make it difficult for you to see, but it made it easier, I thought. But then they changed it again, where they've softened everything up to where you can't really see anything until you get up close. So when you have the whole moon picture over that, you can line up one little spot, but then you can't. You have to move that spot out of view to see if the next spot lines up, and it still works that way, but it made it more difficult, I thought. And then the weather, they've totally changed the weather on here, because when I first started using the weather with Google Earth, it was so revealing. I mean, that's the only word I can think of for that. It was so revealing before they changed Google Earth weather. Okay, now I'm having to use Wonder Maps because I can't even, Google Earth weather, to me, I can't even see anything in it anymore. It doesn't even show me anything, hardly. Sometimes, very rarely, does it show me much. I mean, it doesn't even look the same. Sometimes with the radar is the only thing I can use over here sometimes. When I get a serious radar pattern, I can use that. But the clouds, I used to use the clouds, and it doesn't really work that good anymore. I have to use the other weather. So anyways, I'll end it there. Just check it yourself, people. And if you don't believe that the moon's hit the Earth, watch the Sailor Moon musical that's on my channel page at the very bottom. It sucks at the beginning, kind of. It's really slow. It's in Japanese. You have to read the whole thing, but it really is a good show. But you get to about halfway, and you have to pay attention to the words, very close attention to the words, where they talk about the moon. I was turned to ash by the white moon or whatever. Things like that. You got to pay attention to those little things. the characters, look at them as like the planets actually talking. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like that. You have to look at it that way in a way. They got the Earth and the Moon battling it out again, over and over. Keeps repeating itself, and then they're reborn, and it happens again. It's just something that keeps on happening and happening and happening over and over in history. And basically, it tells it very clearly, the story. And if you look up the names of the characters in there, you'll see that most of them are crystals or minerals or something, gems on the earth, or you look up Endymion and see what that means in mythology or whatever. Look up all of it, all the names and things. I've looked it all up. I've seen them use Gabriel's sword, and I've heard them use all those words in those Sailor Moon musicals. All of them are hint. If you even watched like one of the first musicals they put out, it says that it's gonna be a story of the or it's gonna be something of the Moon story. They're gonna tell something of the Moon story. I can't remember. I just watched last night. But anyways, that's what it is. So, I mean, Greek mythology is not really, they're not really myths. They are ways, it's just the way they explain things, the way I see it. It's the way that they explained things back then as they understood them, because that's how they understood it then. We have a much better understanding as far as we think. We think we have a better understanding of everything now, but it's basically, science can be such bullshit at times that it's hard to believe that it's hard for me to believe that we actually have a better understanding. I'm sure some men on Earth have a really good understanding, but they don't share that understanding with the rest of us, most of the rest of us, the main population of the planet. They don't tell you, because there's no need for you to know. It's going to happen someday, and when it happens, you'll know then. I guess that's the way they see it. I think it's good to know ahead of time myself. I'd like to, because I like to know things. When I see something, I want to know. I mean, the mountains are very high, people. The oceans are very deep. You understand? If you were to drain the oceans, just think how high the mountains would be then. Right? The oceans are as deep as the mountains are high. Pretty much. So, that's it. Have a great day. A great weekend. Until next time.